Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be answering the age-old question, are theme parks fat-phobic, by taking a look at a couple of clips of people complaining that they couldn't fit into the rides at Universal Studios. We've seen people complain about theme parks before, but I guess Universal Studios is even more fat-phobic than the rest. We're also going to be taking a look at a couple of bonus clips, including one where larger women are talking about how many hot men they've dated. Do they mean morbidly obese? Stick around to find out. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache. The caption at the bottom reads, when you're apparently too fat to ride the Harry Potter ride, so they pull you and everyone in your group off the ride. And then there's this like music playing in the background. Beautiful, 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 beautiful angel. I've never heard that song before. She seems to be having all sorts of, what do you call it? Emotions or whatever? Why are you filming yourself crying and breaking down in what appears to be a public bathroom? Like, I'm sorry that you got whatever kind of, feelings or whatever, but I wouldn't upload this. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful angel. Oh man, you're really breaking down. Imagine you go to use the restroom and you just see this chick in there like breaking down, leaning up against the wall, and you're like, oh dude, I'm sorry, can you get out of the way so I can use that stall please? It's sad, but it's also kind of funny, right? You're breaking down in a bathroom, you're uploading it. This is in reference to the Harry Potter, right? I'm not trying to be mean, there's just a little bit of humor to this. Everyone in your group got thrown off the ride because you couldn't fit? Okay, that does suck, but it's nothing to go crying in a public bathroom about. Or if you are going to cry about it, you don't need to film it and upload it. What is the point of this? What do you want the audience to do when they see this video of you crying? And this goes for anybody filming themselves crying and uploading it, not just this particular video. What's the goal? Like, I'm supposed to watch that and be like, oh wow, man. That chick really has emotions and stuff. I feel bad for her. I know that I sound like a total psychopath having no emotion about that, but I've seen people use their tears as manipulation so many times, dude, that it just bounces off of me, if I'm being real. You're like, I'm just like, okay. Well, like I said, though, we can't be together anymore, so I'm sorry. That makes me seem crazy. I'm not crazy. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. People be trying to manipulate the hell out of you with those tears, man. And it's not that I don't have empathy or sympathy for people. I do. It's just that stuff like that is pretty fake. You're trying to get some kind of response from me. None of this is real, dude. That's right. Pull it together. Put your glasses on. Go back out there and be normal. Don't let them see that you cried. Just film it and upload it for millions to see. What are you doing, man? What in the world, bro? What? What in the damn world? What? Okay, so she got kicked off the Harry Potter ride, and they also threw everyone in her group out. That kind of sucks. What is this? They're like, all right, lady, you gotta go. So do all those other people. They can fit in the seats, but they have to go too because they were by you. You affiliated with those people. You all have to leave now. What? Alright, well, I mean, if you can't fit in the ride and it's not safe for you to be on the ride, then it is what it is. I know that your feelings got hurt, but that's better than being physically hurt because you couldn't properly fit into the restraints, right? We're not choosing feelings over physical health, right? Because your feelings will hurt in the end once your physical health is also hurt. Always, always. Next. Why we don't go to Universal Studios. They wouldn't let you in there with that Mickey Mouse shirt, huh? Do-do-do.
People ask a lot about how we felt about Universal, and every time I'm like, don't go, save your money. They don't want your money. You won't be able to ride anything.
Okay.
If you're thin, I'm sure it's a great time. Universal, this is specifically about Orlando, but they're built the same in Hollywood, so I can't imagine that they're better. They do not want fat people's money.
They're like, we don't want your money. Get out.
In my opinion. It says like on the Universal website, if you have a waist measurement that's higher than 40, that you won't be able to enjoy like most of their rides.
Okay. 40 is a pretty large waist. And it's nice that they warn you about that on the website so you don't show up and have an embarrassing incident and then pretend like you didn't know. Like, what? I had no idea. Like, you should have checked the website. Back when I was large, I used to wear a size 40 and I was swimming in them because I used to like to wear my pants a couple sizes too large. And that was back when I was overweight myself.
And like, boy, is that true.
I am like a 40 to 42 inch waist depending. I am similar size, like most dads you've ever seen.
Right.
Have a 40-inch waist.
Maybe. Either way, I think a 40 is fairly large.
It's just a very standard size.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's crazy.
Well, everything is subjective, right? So we see the world through our own lens. So when we see ourselves getting bigger and bigger, then we think that these sizes aren't that crazy because we are that size. So that's not that crazy. But there are people out there that are a size 50 or a size 60, and they may be thinking the same thing. That's not that crazy.
No.
A lot of the things, if you're like taller than like 6'2", they have like height maximums on a lot of their rides. Every test seat for every ride is out front, in front of everyone.
Where would you like the test seat to be? In the back so you can sneak back there and see if you fit into the seat without anybody else seeing? This is all very neurotic. Okay, so they have weight regulations and height regulations? It's almost like they have these seats that you have to fit into in just the right way, otherwise it's not safe. That's weird. So not only are they fat phobic, they're tall phobic. You understand that physics exists, right? An object going around a track that weighs 200 pounds is expected to behave in whatever types of ways around all these turns and stuff. An object that weighs double that weight, like 400 pounds, is going to behave very differently around all these turns and stuff. The physics are going to be way crazier. I know you're like, what? That track is made of metal. This harness is metal. Surely this is fine. Like, no, dude, everything has its limits. You literally think that they're just jerks, and this has nothing to do with safety.
And if you don't fit, a team member will be like, oh, you can't ride. Like, they're not
delicate about it, like, at all.
Yes.
Right, they just said you can't ride. What do you mean? They need to be delicate about it. They need to be like, hi, you cannot ride or something. Well, I don't know. What does it mean to be delicate about telling you you can't fit in the seat?
Like, it's a good word. They weren't rude. Like, they weren't trying to make you cry.
Then what's your complaint? They just said you can't ride. You didn't fit in the thing. What else do you want? These are likely teenagers, man.
But if you're being told that for the 5th time today.
Right. In my experience,
if you're being told that for the 5th time today, I would have left the park. If I can't fit into several of these rides, what am I doing here? Maybe I should have paid attention on the website when it said, if you can't fit into a size 40 pair of pants, you probably can't fit into our rides. They warned you.
Team members do not communicate with each other very well, so several times I would be fine at like the test seat out front, light turned green or whatever, just like have the person that you're getting on the ride with help you, and before they like buckle their own seatbelt. Cool, sounds good.
Oh, you have to have people assist you to buckle your seatbelt when you get in there as well. Okay.
And then we'd get on the ride, and the team member that was working inside like absolutely screamed at me and my brother-in-law because they were trying to like help me with my seatbelt.
So they were trying to like shove the harness down on you and they were screaming at you? All right, man, we're just going to get this harness right. Get that harness on! Go on! Get it on there! You're just like this. It's like, it's not fitting. That's funny. They start like dogpiling on top of you in the harness. Several people trying to shove it down. They're like, come on, Jim, get over here. Help me with this. Help me with this. You're like bleeding under there. It's like crushing you. Sorry. I'm not laughing at your pain. I'm laughing at the hilarity of the situation.
And they literally screamed at me and said, if you can't buckle yourself in, you don't get to ride.
You know, sometimes those teenagers working at those amusement parks have an attitude. What do you want? When the teenagers that work at the amusement park start yelling at you, you know they've had enough of your shenanigans, right? You got little kids like, ma'am, if you can't fit in the ride, get the hell out of here. We have a job to do.
And I was like, oh, and this was like at 9 a.m. on like our only day there. It is super possible to build like roller coasters with people of different sizes in mind.
It is. Okay, Professor. I didn't realize that you understood physics like that and you were some sort of engineer. Well, I suggest that you design such a roller coaster. I don't know if it's possible or not. I'm guessing that things are the way that they are for a reason. Maybe they can make a roller coaster that would accommodate people living in a larger body. I don't know if smaller people would be able to go on that roller coaster and it would function properly or what. I don't know. I'm guessing the technology does exist, honestly. But they don't feel like giving it to you. So what are you going to do? So you're considering that they have the technology to build a bigger and stronger roller coaster, but you're not considering that we have the technology to lose weight to where we could fit into the seat that already exists.
Granted, like, I do think it's probably more expensive, more testing. I don't know if it's possible to build, like, a ride that everybody could ride. Like,
yeah, I don't know if it's possible either. I do know that it's possible for us to control the way that we eat so that our body can fit into stuff. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't, but I do know that that technology exists. And it might be easier than building a whole ass different roller coaster.
every type of body could ride, because there's all different sorts of, like, shapes and sizes and, like, even disabilities.
Right.
Disney is doing it. Like, I do wish that Disney had more thrill rides. I think they will continue to build some.
Disney is doing it, and I wish they had more thrill rides. Okay, so they don't have thrill rides for people that are obese. Likely something to do with physics.
But also, like, I would much rather have less scary rides that most of my friends, if not all of my friends, could ride.
It might be easier to change ourselves than to change the entire world around us to suit us. It might be difficult to convince the entire world around us to change for our benefit also. Since we're not the one actually changing the world, we're asking everybody else to change it for us. Yeah, that might be a little bit difficult to get everybody on board.
Than to go to a park that says, like, anyone over a women's size, like, 14, good luck getting on this ride.
Yeah.
It's not just fat people. Like, there are test seats for, like, folks with disabilities to know, like, how they're supposed to get in and off the ride.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the test seats are there to be helpful and to let you know if you can go on the ride.
And, like, even though there's nothing wrong or embarrassing about having a disability or being fat, like, it is...
You're a spectacle in that moment.
Yes.
You're a spectacle in that moment. Well, it is what it is. For safety, you have to make sure you fit into this test seat before you get on the ride. If your feelings get hurt, too bad. We're talking about safety here. It's more important than your feelings. I know that it's a foreign concept to you that anything is more important than your feelings, but lots of things are.
And, like, you don't sign up for that.
No.
I know a lot of great people.
You're complaining that you have to test in the seat before you get on the ride. So what would you like them to do? Not test anybody, you get on the ride, the whole thing crashes, and everybody stops living. Well, at least you didn't get embarrassed, huh? None of us are alive anymore, but at least your feelings didn't get hurt for 5 seconds back there.
Who work for Universal, but, like, as a company as a whole, they don't want fat people's money.
They don't want to be sued because everybody died on their ride. And you know what? I can kind of get on board with that sentiment. I think I agree here, Universal. Everybody shouldn't die when they go to get on your ride. That would probably be ideal, I think. I know that this person's feelings might get hurt, but if it saves countless lives, I think it's worth it.
I also know people who have disabilities that have had a lot of issues with, like, their...
Okay, and it ended abruptly right there for some reason. Obviously, like I said, I disagree with all of the aforementioned. This is about safety, dude. I swear it's insane that you want to put other people at risk because of your own feelings and your own embarrassment. They were being serious when they're like, what the heck, it's out there in the front and you have to do it in front of everybody? What do you propose? Where should the seat testing station be? Behind a curtain? Okay, go in there and see if you fit in it. Behind this curtain so nobody could see. Like, dude, can everybody just grow up? Now we're going to be taking a look at a bonus clip of people talking about fat dating.
I've dated plenty of hot guys who just like fit girls.
Yeah.
Okay, so morbidly obese guys is what you're referring to, right?
Samesies.
I think sometimes people are like, how did this happen? It's like, you can't conceive of the fact that somebody is sexually attracted to big and big because you like bird women. That's too...
Oh, shots fired. She said you can't conceive of the fact that some men like women with big boobs and a big butt because you like bird women. I don't know. Adipose tissue is not the same as mammary glands. It doesn't look the same. It doesn't feel the same. Sorry to be gross. Okay, so when you become obese, you just get bigger boobs and a bigger butt. It all goes right to the boobs and right to the butt, and it looks like regular old boobs and a regular old butt. It looks the correct shape and everything. Okay, this is a newsflash. Not trying to be mean, but we're being a little delusional here, right? And what do you mean hot guys? They were morbidly obese? How stupid is this entire conversation? It's already dumb as hell. I've dated plenty of hot guys. Okay, so men need to be in good shape to be hot, but you do not. You have big boobs and a big butt just the way that you are, and you're good to go. Only men need to be in good shape to be hot. Already, your entire argument is nonsense.
People I've dated were people who specifically only liked women who have my body type.
Right, because they didn't care about you as a human being. They were fetishizing you. They don't care about you. They care about your body type. And they would also like to feed you until you stop living, probably. Those are real winners, those guys.
And I liked them more than anyone else I've ever dated. And I was like, oh, I like these people more.
Yeah.
That's a more...
What if you told those people, hey man, I think I want to lose weight for my health. Would they leave you?
More, I think, thoughtful person than somebody who just likes the same thing as everybody
you're
else.
like, you're grown.
You're more thoughtful if you like obese women. Like you're grown, that other person said. Right, you're more mature or whatever than somebody who likes the same thing as everybody else. No. Most of those dudes who are into that want to feed you until you stop living.
You're grown.
Oh yeah, you're grown. Oh, I know, it's so mature. Okay, so if a man wants to be with an obese woman, he is grown and he's mature. He doesn't like the same thing as everybody else. You sure he's not riddled with personal issues that make him want to be with somebody that physically cannot leave him? I've seen it before on my 600-pound life. I keep feeding her so she can't leave me. It actually has very little to do with how much they like you and has more to do with how insecure they are. Or it could be one of those dudes that wants to just keep feeding you until you stop living. Because that's real healthy. That dude is very mentally sound. It's fine to be into whatever body type you want, dude. I'm not trying to shame anybody or guide your reproduction. But typically, if somebody's into women that are a little thick or whatever, it doesn't mean morbidly obese.
Also a difference between a man who likes you despite your body.
I was just going to say that. Because I've dated those guys too, and that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You don't like those guys? They just like your personality and they're not into the obesity, but they date you anyway because they like the personality. We don't like those guys. We like the guys that fetishize us.
Oh, that's not what I want. I don't want anyone who cannot accept me for exactly who I am right this second.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what is this conversation, dude? I feel like I'm getting dumber by the second. I want somebody who accepts me for who I am right this second. Okay, are you gonna accept him in the same way? What if he's always drinking or doing drugs or whatever type of stupid, annoying behavior that's completely out of control? You going to accept him for that?
And I would argue more than accept me. I want you to be fucking crazy about me. I want
you to be effing crazy about me. We've talked about you dating two different kinds of men thus far. One who is with you despite your weight because he likes your personality. You said you don't like that guy. And then the other guy who is with you just for your body type and doesn't give a damn about who you are as a person. You like that guy. Okay, that's weird.
you to love my body, not be like, man, she's funny, sucks that she looks like that.
Right.
Well, if you find guys that love your body, it's going to be for the reasons that I mentioned. They're afraid that you'll leave them, so they keep feeding you, or they want to feed you until you stop living. I believe those are the two types that I've seen. If there's a third type, please let me know in the comments below. People that are into feeding other people, what are their motivations, audience? You tell me. And that was the end of that one. Next.
We're fat girls. We eat what we want when we want to.
We're doing this stupid trend again. I'm ABC, so you know I'm gonna XYZ. Okay, what is the point of this? To be like sarcastic or something? Like...
We're fat girls. Of course we're gonna ask for a table instead of a booth.
Okay.
We're fat girls. Of course I ordered enough to have leftovers.
What are you holding? 3 cheesecakes? 3 dozen donuts? 3 of King Tut's amulets? What's in there? King Tut's amulets? What the f...
We're fat girls. Of course I'm learning to honor my hunger cues.
Oh my goodness, stop. Okay, so we're just taking the piss. That's what we're doing right here, mate. We're just taking the fucking piss.
We're fat girls. Of course we save some for later.
We're fat girls. Of course we take up space. Sorry, not sorry.
Okay. So what is the point of this? What are we doing?
We're fat girls. Of course we're unlearning generational fat phobia.
Unlearning generational fat phobia. That's what we're calling it now when our parents tell us that we should lose weight for our health. Generational fat phobia.
We're fat girls. We're worthy exactly as we are.
Wait, what did she say?
Girls, we're worthy exactly as we are.
What?
We're fat girls. We're worthy exactly as we are.
We're fat girls? We're born exactly as we are? I don't know. I didn't understand what she said on that last one. Okay, so like I said, I don't know what the hell that trend is, but I wish it would stop. So what do you think of the clips that we just saw? Is Universal Studios fatphobic? Do physics exist? And what do you think about people living in a larger body dating a hot guy? You better mean morbidly obese by that. Why do we have to be hot, right? Leave a comment below. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.